Steve. Orient on Saturday away. First of all, just what are your thoughts ahead of this match?
Well, obviously Saturday's win against Barnet was vital, gets us back into the playoff position, but also, you know, it gives us a bit of confidence going into Saturday's game, knowing how hard it's going to be. But it'll be a big crowd, it'll be a good pitch, it'll be a great atmosphere again. We've proved before that we can go down there and match them, and you know, I've watched the last two games. They are a very strong side. They're very organised. They've got an outstanding goal scorer, and they've got dangerous players all around them with people like Brophy and Dayton and McAnuff, Kavoma. So we know all about them, but you know, knowing all about them and trying to beat them, two different things.
You mentioned you know all about them. Enjoyed two successful trips down there last season.
We did, yeah. First game we played excellent. Second game, as I've said a number of times, you know, since Justin arrived, they've improved dramatically. So it was much tougher, but we showed a lot of resilience and ended up being a great cup game. And played them once this season. There was nothing between us. We maybe should have held on for the win. So we go there, you know, we go there with no fear now, because I say that win last week done us the world of good. And we've got some games coming up after Orient where we'd like to think we'd be able to take points. So this is just a case of going down there and giving it everything we've got. And if we do that and we get a bit of luck and ball falls right for us, we could well just come away with 3 points again.
Yeah, and how have the preparations been going into this one? Obviously, last night's game got called off.
Yeah, the week's been a little bit up and down because of the weather and the facility that we're using. Very difficult. The game was called off last night, which we had planned to play 90 minutes for some of the boys, so that wasn't ideal. But in all honesty, at this stage of the season, it's more about recovery and keeping everybody right. You know, all the hard work was done pre-season, early season. Now it's just about preparing for the team we're playing against and making sure we're as fresh as possible.
It's another early start. Is that on your mind at all going into the week?
You know what? It's one of those things now. We just accepted it and we'll get on with it, and we don't make excuses. And we've done relatively well in London on the longer trips. So, as I say, in an ideal world, would I rather stay down the night before? Of course I would. Any manager would tell you the same thing. Would I rather get the train? Probably. But that's where we are. And as I say, we've done okay with it. As I say, it's a young group of lads, and they enjoy each other's company. And as I say, there'll be no excuses, certainly from that point of view, if we don't win the game on Saturday.
Is it surprising how well the lads have done? I mean, it's only Bromley really, the only defeat, the rest have been wins.
Yeah, the Bromley game was just a little bit flat really. It was a 0-0, I suppose, with the right concentration level. So we could almost be talking about going down to London unbeaten. But as I say, these are top of the league for a reason. They've got one of the best defensive records, so that it'll be tough to break down. But I think the way we set up against Barnet, where we threw caution to the wind a little bit with 3 attack-minded midfielders, and probably the best thing about the Barnet game was the way that they all filled in on the other side of things. You know, when 2 of them went, we were asking one of them to be a little bit safer, and they did that really well. So, you know, on that point of view, we're going to have to be really good attacking-wise as well to break their defence, because, as I said, they're one of the best defences in the league, and so are we, to be fair. So it should be a good game. Yeah,
and looking at the league table, there's a few teams behind you breathing down your neck. Are you just focusing on what's above you and getting the 3 points? Or
yeah, I think obviously you're not even halfway through the season yet, so it's a bit early to be worrying about other teams. We've just got to crack on with as many wins as we can. As I say, December usually finds teams out. We'll know a lot more in the start of January, but one game at a time. And this, as I say, this is playing top of the league team, so it doesn't get much tougher.
Yeah, and this week also the FA Trophy first round draw against Salford. What was your initial reaction when that came out?
It's a really tough draw, isn't it? I think they'd probably say the same though. You know, I think they would have preferred a different team to us, especially the way that we travel. So we'll go into that. Just looking at it as any cup game that we would. You know, just going for it, hoping to get into the next round, and you know, probably the pressure will be a little bit more on them. So I'll have a look at what we've got by then, see if it's a game where we go with the same lineups that we've been playing, or whether we rest people, or whether people deserve to be in, because as I said last week regarding Luke Molyneux and Connor Thompson to a degree, how they train and how they go about the day-to-day stuff does matter, and that proved it last week, that I'm willing to put people in on the back of training well. And that's what people, the fans, probably don't see. They don't see the day-to-day stuff, and that's the reason. So that's the reason why they've all got a chance.
Fitness-wise, finally, how's everyone looking going into set?
We've had a couple of niggles this week, but I wouldn't say doubts, and I'll know more tomorrow. But I'm expecting a full squad train tomorrow.